Details right now.
Kayla, we were talking to Battalion Chief Bryce Blair. Those 3 house fires occurred here on Forsyth. Now, when you arrived here, I know you first said that you came to Camden and there was a garage fire, and then you guys came to this one around 3:45 in the morning. But what did the scene look like when you arrived?
When we arrived, we had the building that is now knocked down behind me at 652 was heavily involved in fire. Matter of fact, it was starting to damage the building adjacent to it. So we set up operations for seeing whether we were doing what we call a transitional attack. Hit it from the outside, prepare to go interior. The fire had actually grown too far to the point that we weren't going to go interior on it. Somebody noticed that the house behind us across the street at 651 and 649 also were on fire. That is highly suspicious as their source of origin.
So a firefighter noticed that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, I have to give credit where it's due. The TPD noticed it beforehand.
And have you ever seen anything like that? I know we were talking earlier, and usually it's maybe the house next door that can catch fire, but that's unusual across the street. Tell us about that.
It is. Typically what we're going to see in multiple buildings is their exposure fires, that the original building then catches on fire, either radiant heat or flame impingement. In this case, what we have is multiple fires started separately, so highly suspicious as to their point of origin. They're under investigation right now by our arson investigators.
I know you were busy this morning, but how long would you say between the first one and the second one to go on fire? How long would you say in between? A couple minutes or seconds?
Minutes, just a few minutes before it was noticed. The fire across the street was not extensive, and fortunately what we did was we took lines, changed our tactics, took lines from the initial fire, pulled them across the street, went interior to fight that fire. There is damage to both buildings over there, but obviously nothing compared to the building that we've taken down. So at that point in time, we knew that the original building was most likely lost, and we were able to then protect the exposure, so all additional lines went across the street then to go interior.
Once again, vacant, so no one was injured. However, you said a few firefighters were getting looked at. Any updates?
It appears they're all fine right now, but all of it, there were a few that we were concerned about to take second checks on. And we did have a lot of firefighters here on scene at one time, so it was fortunate they did a great job. This was kind of chaotic as compared to most fires have a certain degree of chaos to them, but this one was obviously even a step beyond the normal.
You said you've never seen that where 3 it kind of happens like the trickle effect.
It's not common. I've been to a few, but typically when we have 3 houses on fire, you have an extensive house fire that starts to burn the 2 houses on either side, so what we call exposure fires. Since these were separately set fires, that's a different category, and yes, that means we suspect that somebody intentionally set all these fires separately.
So being investigated for arson, what happens next?
Well, it's up to the investigators now. We're going to have crews on scene to just make sure that all hot spots are taken care of. Then we'll release the 2 remaining buildings back to the owners then.
Battalion Chief Blair, thank you for joining us today, and stay safe out there.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Once again, Kayla, those 3 fires are here on Forsyth, and like you just heard the battalion chief say, all 3 are being investigated for arson at this time. Reporting live for NBC 24 News, I'm Elyse Chengery. Back to you.